Hi all. Today I'm going to review a lactate threshold test that an athlete has completed, and from that I'm going to show you how to work out your running training zones for both heart rate and pace. So the lactate threshold test is about 55 to an hour long. So after a 15 to 20 minute warm up with some little efforts in there, you do a 30-minute all-out time trial and record your heart rate and pace. So this is the completed run. You can see we've got the heart rate data here. It creeps up with time, and the pace here is along the bottom, and you can see the pace slows dramatically during the warm down. So what I need to do first is I need to determine the average heart rate for the final 20 minutes of that run. So I'm going to change my x-axis to time, and then in SportsTrax I can drag my way from 45 minutes back to 25 minutes. And you'll see there up in the corner, I've got my averages for that section. And so the average heart rate was 162. Then what I want to do next is I want to get the average pace for 30 minutes. So I'm going to do the same thing again. This time I'll drag across and pick up 30 minutes. And you'll see that the average pace was 6 minutes and 2 seconds per kilometre. So now that I've got that data, I need to plug it in a calculator to work out what the zones are. So I'm going to go to the Coach Mike Training website here on the right, and under the resources section I have zone calculator, and I'm going to plug in those numbers. So the average heart rate was 162, and you'll see the zones have been updated here, and the pace was 6 minutes and 2, and the running zones have been updated there. So that's paces. So if you want to run it off pace in zone 2, this athlete would run between 6 minutes 53 and 7:47 per kilometre. The preferred judgment of zone is with heart rate. So if you want to run in zone 2 using heart rate, this athlete needs to train with a heart rate between 134 and 144 beats per minute. So now we know those data, we need to load those into SportsTrax, because the power of SportsTrax is its ability to monitor our training effort, and it works out training effort based on the heart rate zones or the pace zones that we work at. So to do that, I'm going to go into my account. I'm going to go to training options, and here across the top we have heart rate, speed and power. Power is for bike, so now I'm going to add my run heart rate zones. So we have default zones, but we need to set up zones specifically for running, so I'm going to add some running zones. Okay, I'll just take that back to half screen so I can do them side by side. So now I have to edit my running zones. Hit the edit button. So there we have the default heart rate zone running in SportsTrax. So I just need to update those to match the zones over here as calculated for this particular athlete. So I'm just going to work through the list there. I'll start with the upper zones first. 133, 144, 151, 160, 178, and then I'll work my way back down. The reason I do that is because it won't let you put higher values in than the next zone up, and it's a little bit tricky. So I know it works just going up with the upper end and then coming back down with the lower end. Alright, so those are matching now. I will save those. I don't want to apply them to historical past workouts. I'm going to hit OK. Okay, so next I need to do my pace zones. So I'll click the pace icon here. I'll go back over to my calculator and I'll scroll down, just update that pace to 6 O2, and there are our paces. So you'll notice I have to add some run pace zones, and there's only 4 zones. So when I go edit, I can add 1 more zone, so now I've got 5. So just like I did with the heart rates, I'm going to go through and put the zones in to match what's in the calculator. So we're going to go 747, endurance, zone 2, 653 to 747. Zone 3 is 624 to 653. Zone 4 is 558 to 624. And finally, zone 5 is anything faster than 558. Just ignore the fact that that's 551. So there's technically a little gap there, but for the purpose of this, 558 is fine. So I'm going to save that. I'm not going to apply it to historical workouts. Alright, so there we go. The zones are set. And so the great thing is now, every time you do a run, if you use a heart rate, Sports Tracks will know how hard you've gone and it'll assign an appropriate effort score. Or similarly, if you don't have your heart rate and you just run off pace, Sports Tracks can calculate an appropriate effort as well. Right, I hope you've enjoyed that video. All the best with your training. Talk to you soon.